We're going to do this 5-minute Android speedometer in Android Studio. You can configure. We don't need Virtual Device Manager because I'm going to test it on my phone. SDK Manager, you choose location for it, and also you can choose location for Gradle here, and if you want you can use Gradle offline. Obviously you can choose location for your Android project, and it's nicely here in this folder, everything. So we're going to start a new project, choose empty activity, name it speedometer. We should probably use capital letter, never mind, and you can enter here whatever you want, and location, choose here, choose Java, and we're gonna leave this as API 15. Finish. And we see here main activity, and also this activity main, this is Java file, and this is XML, which in Android Studio means it's used for layout. You can get this window here if you click here. It's the same thing. Anyway, we're going to use this text view, but we're going to change its name and value, and also its ID. So we're going to go here, value, strings, double click, open editor, click on plus, key, initial speed, and default value will be 0.0 ms. Okay. Closing, and name will be initial speed and value will be 0.0 meters per second. If you go to this layout, we're going to change this part where it says hello world initial speed. We're gonna click here and choose to show only design, and zoom a bit with control and scroll. So click here and then click on this that says pick a resource, find initial speed, and click OK. Change to this value that we have given. This is text and this is the value. And we're also going to change this ID to text view 1. Okay, now we can close this and this too for now. Also, we have to add permission to use find location in GPS in this case. We're gonna add this in Android manifest. we're gonna add here components location listen. We're going to add these classes when you move mouse here, this red icon appears, and then click here and select implement methods. All of them, okay, and they're here. We are going to add new location manager here, this on create, this main activity. I'm gonna call it LM. We're going to request location updates from location manager. Mean distance and minimum time I believe 0, but you can increase this. It says here we should check permission if we have permission. We're going to deal with this later. And we're going to call this function location changed with no parameters. On location changed, and this is this function location on location changed, so we're going to create new text view. And we're actually going to use that one we used before at the beginning. This one. It says ID text U1. We're going to find it by using this ID text U1 that we entered before, that we have set before. Location equals no. Else then just empty text. Else. Although some people say that get speed is not very accurate, but we're gonna try and use it here. We're gonna set it to the value current speed plus space meter per second, and this should actually work in previous version, but in your version, since Android 6 some permissions are considered dangerous, so you have to ask for permission using this line. And then it will show dialog box and then get user answer, and it's explained here. So we're gonna use this line first. You can compile it like this, but it won't actually show you any speed. So we're going to put this here. Out, enter, import class, manifest, out, enter, import class. Now it will show a dialog box asking for permission. You can build connected device and here and click on build, and it will show a dialog box, and then program will crash because request location will not be fulfilled. So you can leave it like this and it will work after restarting the app for the first time, because it will show an error for the first time. Or you can change it a bit. This is the original thing, the thing we just added. I'm going to comment it here. Also, this part, location manager, if you're just going to leave this, you should put this in if clause, like this. If activity is not equal permission granted, then permission is not granted, else location manager does its things, else location manager request location updates, and then it shows its speed, calls this function location changed. So you can paste this like this. It will sort of work because it won't show error, but you have to restart your application. But there is also a better way. We're going to comment this, and this part we're going to change a bit. It says also if permission is not granted, then request permission. since okay, it says if permission is not granted, if it's not equal permission granted, then we ask for permission. We're going to import this, alt enter, import class. If permission is granted, then do the stuff, do what the program is supposed to do. This is actually from the another tutorial, develop simple speedometer, but if you are going to watch this one, remember that part that says I-based GPS listener. This file will be deleted in this tutorial, so you should know that. Important part starts around 17 minutes. So we just pasted this here. Now the program requests permission, and on this on request permission result, we're going to add this part. We can add it here, for example, on request permission result. And we can just actually just paste this part here. It also calls this do stuff function. And this is do stuff part. Creation of location manager has been moved from this part to this separate function. Location manager is created. If it's not null, then request location updates. This is part of the old function. We can comment this. Else we have to wait for GPS connection. I'm gonna copy this and alt enter. It says you should explicitly check to see if permission is available. We did check here, and this can actually work. You just have to compile it. So it would on create check for permission. If it's not granted, then request permission. On request permission result, if request code is equal 1000, then it would call this function do stuff. Else it would finish. And also, if the permission is granted, it would also call this do stuff function. And this do stuff, we create location manager which requests location updates, which are sent to on location change. You can leave it like this, and it will display speed in meters per second. But if you wanted to show speed in kilometers per hour, you're going to have to change this to kilometers per hour. This one too. And you're going to have to change in this layout Also just change the text editor. I can change it here. Main activity. Now to get speed from meter per second to kilometer per hour, we have to multiply it by 3.6 and it has to be float. And this is just to format it correctly, so it doesn't say 1.9567, instead it will say 1.95, so 2 decimals. We're gonna copy this and paste it here. It will set this text view to this value. That's it, and you can save it. Save all. Connect your device and then build and test it. Also, this whole file project will be here, so you can just download it and test it in Android Studio. And you'll probably want to find how to keep screen on and remove window title and maybe use dark theme, but you can also find all these on the internet. It's slightly different than this one video. It doesn't call update speed and it does everything in location changed here. Also, it doesn't use C location. These are also GitHub projects on Android speedometer that you can use. Just download and use them and run or build them in Android Studio. If you want to upload your programs from Android Studio to GitHub, you can delete build folder from app folder, skip Gradle folder, idea folder, and you should upload app and Gradle folder, but this is different than .gradle, and select all other files. That's pretty much it. Here's what it looks like in Explorer. You can ignore these two folders, and here you can ignore this build. There's also test and test, which you can delete if you want. You should delete this. It's in your cycle bin now, so you can retrieve it if you need it later. Just upload these files to GitHub. That's all.